Hey, what's up? Anime Autistic here. I wanted to have a discussion about Hunter x Hunter. And to me, Hunter x Hunter, it's a great anime filled with great arcs. I'm talking about the 2011 version. Really, there's only one arc that particularly I didn't love, and that was Greed Island. And you know, while I was watching that was the only time that I really kind of put a halt on my watching of the show. Just during that, I was like, I need to take a break from this. I watched some other stuff, but I just needed a break from it because I was kind of bored with it. I think that's probably the weakest arc in that anime series. It's put between two of the best arcs, which is the Chimerian arc, which takes up the biggest part of the show, but which is a phenomenal arc, and the York New City arc, which is a fantastic arc. So let me talk to you guys real quick about how it could have been improved. Now, the premise of Greed Island, I'm sure I shouldn't have to tell you if you don't know. I don't know why you're watching this video, but you're more than welcome to. The premise of Greed Island is that our two main characters, Gon and Killua, they got essentially this video game type thing that teleports them to an island where there's like this kind of multi-player game going on, but it's everybody is an end user, so they've got powers and abilities. But they're supposed to get these cards and things like that. And then there is a decisive winner. Now, there's a villain for that arc, which is secretly blowing people up. How do we rewrite that anime? Well, first things first, when they finish Greed Islands, this is a spoiler. When the Greed Island arc is completed, Gon and Killua, they go see Kite, an old friend of Gon's father. And now Gon's journey is to be finding his dad. He wants to know more about his dad. How about this? Instead of them meeting him at the very end, they meet him at the very beginning of the arc. I think that Kite should have been the person running the Greed Island campaign situation. This way he can also just explain kind of everything that occurred within that arc at the very end of it, just being like, yes, I knew all along. It needed to be a cool reveal. You gotta give it that. And it would just kind of add a little bit more oomph than this guy that really wasn't seen earlier in the story. So now kind of his character, and then a facade breaks down. I believe there should have been, instead of cards, challenges for items of some sort, like the Millennium Puzzles or the Millennium Items from Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know, something. Have there be like a challenge to get an item, and then once the item is got, then when Gon and Killua, they get the items, that's when things from his father, from Ging, his backstory starts to get revealed, kind of through these items and things like that. Now, here's another big thing. This is another big thing. Gon has a tape, it's like a vocal, like a, cassette tape of his father. And so because of that, it would be interesting if that tape actually played different messages on Greed Island instead, and those messages gave Gon hints and clues and kind of starts building up his dad through these backstories, through the hints that he's giving. It builds up Ging in a way, and it shows his relationship, I guess, with Gon, with the island, with Kite, with some of the other people on the island. And that way, there's development. There's true development in this arc. Because this arc really only developed the power base for Gon and Killua. That was kind of the only thing that it did. Is it was like, okay, let's kind of have a mastery of these techniques, because they had learned them, but they had not put them really too much into practice yet. In this point in the story, they had not put their nin abilities kind of to the test. And so obviously the tape would be giving him messages and clues to get him stronger. And then, so the power, the way they were powering up, as I was saying, the way they're powering up and getting stronger, being able to put their skills to a test was because there was a mentor, a woman named Bisky, who assisted them. So the tape's going to be guiding Gon, giving him hints, helping him get stronger. And like I was saying, they start to learn their powers because Bisky, this woman, this hunter, decides to help them out, teach them a thing or two about how to use nin. And so that way, now they got there's a reason behind that as well, though. So let's have Bisky be, yes, their mentor, but then like the final boss of that arc, where it's like, oh, you learned everything you can, but now you need to get the item from me, my item. And it could have been foreshadowed what the item was, the significance of it to Ging. We don't see too much of Ging in that anime, and I had not gone past that point from where the 2011 anime ends. But, you don't get too much of Ging in that. And so this way it's building up Ging to when Gon meets him in person. So it changes the story, and you get a glimpse of this and that. And I feel like the character building in Hunter x Hunter was pretty good, so I know that I believe it's Togashi is the author of that. I think would have been able to pull that off. I think so. But just straight and simple, this is kind of my thoughts. Have Bisky be somebody that's trapped there. Kind of rearrange how Kite's role in the story really was, because then he'll be able to take them on this mission. It would build into the next arc better, much better, I think, to have these things set. And then, it just all of that kind of deepens the significance and the connection, and it starts to build the way Gon feels about his dad. And then, on the other part of it, it builds Ging's character as well, and then when we meet him later, just for like this and that, and then it also kind of could allude to like an arc with just following Ging, which I don't know if happens in the story. I actually don't know that. Maybe I should have looked that up beforehand. Well, I'm kind of just going off the head with this stuff. I've kind of got a outline of what I was wanting to talk about, but that's kind of it. I didn't want to. This isn't a mega big huge video. It's just that's one of the weaker arcs that I think could have been something a lot more special, and I think this would have made it better. It was kind of void of issue. It didn't really push. I didn't feel like it pushed the story much more. It built up Gon and Killua's relationship a little bit more. But that was kind of all it did. It didn't really do too much more about that. It alluded to Ging a slight bit, but not too much. But it is, it's still good. I guess technically that's like an isekai season. Anyway, yeah. Technically, I think it's an isekai. But that's it, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. If you thought this was an interesting idea, or just the idea of rewriting some anime, give it a like. Yeah, let me know in the comments if you think there's other arcs and I could go over a couple other arcs in anime that I've seen. I don't really have too many of these planned currently, but I'd love to do some more. I think that would be fun to rewrite some of these arcs and let's just see what could have happened. All right, guys, bye, subscribe, boom.